Hello, Connor and everybody at Neversink Farms. My name is Russ Puhala, and I'm out here on my 8 acres of what I hope to make into a very successful business. I was able to buy this piece of ground. It's here in southeast Nebraska. I bought it on land contract from a good friend of mine, and he's politely carried the note, you might say. And by the middle of next year, this is going to be all mine. As you can see, I really don't have much infrastructure. I guess I could try and there's a well back here behind me that was dug in the late 90s and has not been used, so I'm hoping for the best with that. But I'm trying to get my infrastructure in place, and my first step is going to be to get this water system in place so that I can irrigate and otherwise grow crops. But I'm the kind of person that wants to do stuff correctly the first time. And so I'm strategizing and planning and just giving some real pros and cons and hashing out details on how I want to get this started. And my plan currently is to start this in phases. My first phase will be back here behind me, approximately back where that pile of compost is. And that'll be the first phase. That'll be where the vegetables are grown. Hoping to make that about 1 acre initially, with the growth to almost 2.5, and then a half that will be under greenhouse and season extension. So that's phase 1, and then phase 2 will be those greenhouses and season extensions, with hopefully a wash and pack station in there. Phase 3 is going to be bringing more expansion, but also with the addition of an employee or 2, if we can mandate that, if we can facilitate it without leading and lagging. Want to have enough cash flow to make sure that they have a job versus something to do once in a while. I just don't think those are very effective. And then my 4th phase is really the marketing, and it's kind of a little bit out of place. The marketing should be during the whole entire process, but I really don't know what I'm doing. I want to get out and get started growing vegetables, make sure that I have the intestinal fortitude to do it, make sure I can stick with it, and I need plans and I need structure to do that, and that's why I think your course would be a great place for me to start. Sorry for the notes. I don't have fancy editing software. I wish I did. I've never ran a farm before. I grew up on one as a kid-ish. Raised the 4-H livestock. We lived in town. It was my step-grandparents' farm where I really fell in love with farming. Spent some time in the military, went to college, got a job, got a family, all of those things that people do in life, and I'm no different than anybody. But farming has always been with me. I've loved it since I was a kid. I just want to be back in it. I want to be doing it. And so I'm hoping with the addition of things I learn in the Neversink course that I can move back into it and get back into my healthy lifestyle. I think I've covered most of the questions you've asked. I just kind of got in touch with Neversink via YouTube, of course, and through that I was mesmerized by the approach, the systemizing, the workflow processes, how to make things efficient, and how to do a good job of making things efficient. And so every time I'd see a YouTube video, I would hunt for another one. Mostly from Connor. I did watch a multitude of other market gardeners. There are a lot of them on YouTube, and they're fun to watch. Learn what to do, what not to do, and that's a big thing, I think. Let's see, what else could I cover so that I've covered your points? I guess the part about the need for a scholarship, I have nothing right now as far as a farm is concerned. I do have a job. I do have an income. I'm not waiting for this to be my whole income. I would like it to be in a couple of years, but that's possible. But like I said, I need structure and I need infrastructure. And right now, I have a well pump bought. I just need to sink it in and see if this well's going to go. And that's kind of the first step I need to do to make sure that I have water before I go planting a bunch of vegetables that are going to fail because they don't have water. And then it's the next thing, which is going to be compost, and loads of it, in an effort to make this weedy patch a viable place to grow healthy vegetables. And that's where my need is at. I need to use my financial resources. I do have a part-time job that I've been using as a way of funding this farm process. And so that money is funneled into here. My full-time job stays with my family, and that way no one is left out. So I need to stretch those part-time dollars, and you know, they're not bad dollars, but they're not great dollars either. And they don't go very far when you're putting in a well, or they don't go very far when you're buying the truckloads of what I assume I'm going to need for compost. And so my need is based on the fact that I'm just getting started. If I was in phase 4 of this farm and had an employee or two, I think that the fee to take the Neversink beginning farmer course would be absolutely worth every dollar. But as of right now, the cash flow is the wrong direction, and it's making me think about how I spend my dollars and how I want to capitalize this farm. The tools I think I'm going to need aren't, you know, super expensive, but they do cost, and puts me in a position of needing to stretch my dollars some more. So that's where I'm at as far as needing financial support. I appreciate what you guys are doing, from myself and everybody else who's applied for this, these scholarships. These are pay it forward from you guys, and I hope that someday I can get myself in a position to pay back to people who are trying to do what I'm doing. Let's see. I think that covers your questions. I would love to talk to you further if there's things you guys need more information from me about. I'm really looking forward to being a part of a course offered by you guys. It may not be this time with the scholarship. If not, it'll be in the future when I have some income from this farm and I can facilitate spending that money. It seems funny to me to spend that money, to not spend that money on your course that's designed to help me make decisions that could cost me a lot of money if they're wrong. So I get where you guys are coming from. I think your course is worth every bit of its asked value. It's just its timing for me right now is not perfect. And I would love to be a part of it. If you guys would be willing to consider me and any of us all who have applied, I'm sure there's a truckload of people who are after these very same scholarships. So I really want to say thank you to you guys for the content you put on YouTube. It keeps me hungry, wanting for more, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate what you do for people who are trying to do the same things I'm doing. And that's get started in a farm that's able to sustain my family and keep me active out on a farm where I want to be. So thank you guys for all you do, and I appreciate it. And I hope you consider me for your scholarship for the beginning farmer course. Thanks a bunch. Have a good one.